Hello everyone, I'm going to do a little landscape today and I have pulled out my palette that has got a bit of a mixture in it. It's got some Daniel Smith and some other paints. I'm not too sure, I didn't name them when I did this, so yeah, I'll be able to give you the colour names but not necessarily the makes of what I'm using unless I particularly know them. Um, but I'm just going to do a little landscape, and I've pulled out a plate to do some mixing on, and I've got a little sponge here because I'm going to have a go at using this sponge to do some of the greenery. I've already got my little thumbnail drawn out here, so I'm going to use that as my starting point. Where is my water? Here we go. So let's start with getting in a bit of a sky, and I think for that I'm kind of wanting it to be a bit of a grey, yeah, kind of a grey day almost. So I think I'm going to use this colour called Shadow Violet. I can't quite remember where I got this from, but it's because I don't want it to be a blue sky. I want it all to be quite muted. So we'll get a little bit of this muted sky in, and I've got some bushes that are coming up either side of this kind of river. So I want to get a couple of colours in. So let's start at the bottom here. And I think we'll use a bit of this serpentine. Now I do know that that's a Daniel Smith. So we'll get some of that in. And then above it, I want a darker green. Let's go for green apatite. That is definitely a Daniel Smith. Says that we've got more than one kind of green going on, and I'm just going to allow everything to merge and mingle. Let's go back to my green apatite and see if we can get a bit more colour in there. Yep. Okay. And then to kind of echo the sky there, I think I might even use a bit of moon glow down here, so I'm really ringing the changes a bit. I just wanted to use some, where is my moon glow? There you are. Some different colours for a change. I'm going to get some moon glow in here. We'll add a little bit of burnt umber, I think, to that. And get some brown going on. And then over this side, I think we'll use more of the brown umber, or burnt umber, sorry. And then we can add into that. Let's add in a bit of the Cascade green. Okay. And then I'm going to get something that I can use to scrape out with. I'm going to use this this little tool here. I can't remember what it's called, but you know, an old pen. But that's not quite dry enough, is it? We might need that to dry a bit more before I can do that. Let's get some colour in for our river here. But yeah, what colour shall we go with? Let's go with indigo. But really watered down. Bring that in. There we go. And I'm just going to do an indication that there's water here, rather than colouring it in completely. Because my paper is this indigo indigo Artway paper, and that means that it's already got a bit of a blue kind of tinge to it. So I'm just going to quickly dry this, and you can see where I used this tool, it has given me a nice little kind of something going on there. I'm going to get a coloured pencil. What is this? Sepia, because I want to get a bit of fencing going on. Like so. And using my sponge and some more paint, let's take the, what did we put there? The appetite, didn't we? I want to get a bit more definition in the back there. Perfect. And then let's take the serpentine. And see if we can get a bit more going on there. Yeah, that's really adding to it, I think. And even with our moon glow, let's take the moon glow and another piece of the sponge and just add something going on here. Okay, so I think the sponge has helped quite a bit. Where is my thing? Right, so I want a bit of fencing lightly going on here as well. Yeah, Well, I'm quite liking that. So I think that's going to be my plan of action. So I used Cascade Green. I used Green Appetite. I used Serpentine. I used some Shadow Violet for my sky. Wonder whose that is. Maybe I'll get that out in a moment. What else did I use? Burnt Umber. And I used some indigo. So those were the colours that I used. And I'm going to dry all of that off, because I'm then going to put my paints this side so that I can do my painting over here. So let me dry all of that and I'll be back. Okay, I am back. Let's just get me a bit more in focus. And I have literally just done a horizon line and then this curve for the water. And I'm going to start with my Shadow Violet that I want to put in as my sky. There we go. So we've got a bit of a bleak looking sky. Then let's start with our Serpentine and get this bottom bush in. And the same on the other side. And then we had the Green Appetite above that. And you can see I'm letting everything mingle and merge. I want some of my Moon Glow, because we want that coming down here. And with this painting, mingling and merging is the way to go. Okay. I want that to go up a bit higher. Then I'm going to use my scrapey tool and get some of these bushy things in. On the other side we used our burnt umber, so we can get some of that burnt umber in. And some of these nice, oh, okay, we've ended up with some burnt umber in there, but we're not going to worry about that. Where I'm kind of going across the page because I'm right-handed. Let's bring it over a bit closer. Trying to get everything in on screen. Getting our burnt umber in there. Let's darken that up in some places. Did I add anything else? Oh, I did it with the sponge, didn't I? That's right. Okay. And then a little bit of our indigo. And we can just pull out a little bit. We're just indicating that there's some water here. And it might be a bit darker on this edge. Don't know whether I really want to go too far up there. There. I'm probably sounding a little bit quieter than I normally am, and that's because my voice is still not great from this horrible lurgy thing. Right, let's just clean that off there. That's getting in the way. Okay, so I think maybe I can even use this to pull up a few bits on the oh, bless me, on the edge here. Right, I think dry this off and then carry on. Okay, there we go. So that's quite nice and dry. So let's use, where is our serpentine? There you are. Let's get a bit more of the serpentine out and just add a little bit more going on there, and a little bit more of the green apatite. It just adds a touch more texture there. We need our moon glow. So let's turn you round, and maybe we can, yeah, use that to get some texture going on in here. And then if we get our burnt umber, perhaps we'll add a bit of shadow violet to that as well. Darken it down a bit. There we go. And then maybe there, that just gives us like a muddy kind of path on the other side there. And if we take our just move my paints a minute. Let's get our little path in. So where do we want that? We want that kind of coming across here. And we want a bit of fencing going across there maybe. So that it's shows that it's going off to one side, and then we'll have a little bit of fencing going up here. Like that. It just adds another little bit of detail there. And I think I need something else over here. So I'm going to grab some of this green that's left over on this palette and maybe get some of this green at the bottom of my fencing there. Just allow that to blend in a little bit. I might even add some green patches into this. I don't want harsh edges, so I'm just going to use a kind of a damp brush just to add a bit more interest there. I think that really kind of helps. We can kind of makes that look quite a muddy, rocky kind of bank there. And I'm quite liking how my mark making with this came out on this side. And yeah, our little river disappears, and we've got these lovely bushes and trees in the background there. So I'm going to dry that once more,